with the understanding of the court's ruling that the...
Yes, sir. You may close.
Thank you. And Madam Clerk, are we at the max volume we can get to? Yeah, maybe I don't want the max, but I'm wondering if it can be any louder.
July 19th, 2015, 3 hours, 6 minutes, 4 seconds.
Orange County 911, what's the address of the emergency?
My name is Rodney Crutchfield. I'm on the interstate, headed towards Buckhorn Road. I'm going like towards Burlington.
Okay.
The guy on the wrong side, he's coming down the wrong side of the road on the interstate. He's in a Jeep.
Okay. Okay, I think we've gotten a call about him. Can you tell what type of vehicle it is?
I think it's a Jeep, like a Wrangler Jeep or something.
Okay, yeah, we're receiving multiple calls about it.
Okay, all right.
I'm sorry?
I said, I already passed him, but, he's really flying down the road.
Ma'am, is that the call you took that morning?
Yes.
Okay. No further questions for this witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ma'am, thank you very much for coming. We'll have no questions for you.
Thanks, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Any objections or any excuse?
No, sir.
Release. Brother Evans, state.
Your Honor, I believe Ms. Trageser will be calling the next witness. I'd just like to
Thank you, ma'am.
physically move States 5 into evidence.
May we approach?
As presented before the jury, it's allowed.
Yes, sir. Yes. We don't forget. Sure.
Can I go too?
We will approach Your Honor. Mr. Means. Mr. Means.
may or may not be happening. I don't know that we're being streamed.
I've been told that at least one station is streaming.
Channel 11 was streaming. I don't know if they are now, but I knew they were.
Who's the person who thinks they can hear us?
We don't even have our mic on over here.
Right, I don't see how.
This one's on.
it's off. They can-
Jennifer Powell from the clerk's office had called down to our office and advised us of that.
Let's ask the gentleman back there, if y'all can talk to him and see what's happening up here, because we can't have that happening. We'll be in recess 3:30.
Thank you.
4 days recess 3:30. Let's see if they're hearing, or did you hear it? Well, we haven't had anything to ask, but- I have no problem with them streaming, but they can't stream their conversations at that table.
Okay, all right, so then I just need to watch. I think we don't. My mic's on while I'm directing. I just need to watch the whisper. It's not that everything's being, it's only if the mic is hot.
Say that again, Jeff.
What I think I'm
If the
getting
mic
from
is
this.
hot, I want to hear that.
Okay, apparently somebody called the office from South Carolina and said they could hear you.
So what, I think the remedy here isn't that everything y'all are saying, it's when your mic's hot, be very careful. That's what I wanted you to say. I was DJ PJ.
I heard that. I don't know about you all about you. Check. So,
Well, you know, I'm sure we get another call. We have that problem. Well, we've had a lot of excitement.
So it's muffling, they said they cannot hear clearly, is what. We need to be really careful to take.
And Your Honor, as I explained, whenever there's a bench conference, it's normally I cut my end down anyway. But if they heard anything during, I guess, the course of
It was
overtrying
deadly of
mumble.
what was happening down there.
I think I got it. Well, the problem is I'm not whispering, but if I'm in the middle of questioning and I lean over to her, I'm not whispering.
Yeah, but it's nothing
I
like
just never heard that
how you
before.
can tell what I'm saying to you. The hearing thing is like that.
Sorry,
So that's a hear, not a.
That's fine, we need to know.
So I heard that he said there was, that's not my witness.
Yeah, and he said, well,
Yeah, he was like, oh, who's that?
that might have been it.
I heard that part, but other than that,
It was in the wrong color code. Yeah.
Miss Kelly, I've heard a few whispers about the distinction of ABC 11. She said the same thing.
I can't stop eating them. I used to get big bags, decide when you travel a long way, and I realized how much I was consuming.
Oh, okay.
But I would only do one.
One bag at a
Because I'm cold.
No, I bet you're not.
But like,
Yes, sir, Your Honor. Call Jessica Lance.
Could you
Just
please,
with you.
thank you, Your Honor. Could you please state your name for the jury and spell it for the court reporter?
Jessica Lands, Jessicalands.
And can you tell us what area of the state do you live in?
Butner, North Carolina.
And are you employed?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
what do you do?
I'm a front-end supervisor at Toys R Us.
And were you traveling on I-85 on July 19th, 2015, around 3 a.m. in the morning?
Yes, ma'am.
And can you tell us, did anything significant happen while you were on that highway?
As my boyfriend was driving the car, I kept feeling like I see tail lights on the wrong side of the highway. And I just kept looking, but like how the roads are and how the median is, it was kind of hard for me to tell if I was really seeing tail lights on the wrong side of the road. So I just kept looking, and then I was like, I asked my boyfriend, I was like, Antoine, is that tail lights on the wrong side of the road? And he was like, I swear I've been wanting to ask you the same thing. And I just started immediately looking for my phone so that I could call 911, but we knew we were coming up on the curve, and we just prayed for whatever was going to happen, because we obviously knew something bad is going to happen. And then we just saw the collision before I could even get my phone, and it was just a big ball of fire went up into the air, and then it just got pitch black. And we just stopped on the side of the road, and we were trying to turn the car towards the other traffic so that we could flash the lights so that other people could see that it was something that they needed to slow down, because the wreck was in the fast lanes.
When you mean fast lanes, what lanes do you mean?
Like on the left-hand side of the road and in the middle, because it's 3 lanes.
So were you driving a vehicle or in the passenger side of a vehicle?
The passenger side.
And who was driving?
Antoine Russell.
And is that your boyfriend?
Yes, ma'am.
Was there anyone else in the car?
No, ma'am.
Where were y'all coming from?
We were coming from Greensboro.
And what lane were you in your direction of travel?
I believe he was in like the middle lane. Like he wasn't in the fast lane. He never drives in the left-hand lane. So he was either in the middle lane or the right-hand lane.
And when did you first, do you know around what exit or any type of mile marker at all you might maybe first notice seeing taillights on the other side of the road?
Somewhere around like the way station.
And was the way station on your side of the road or the other side of the road?
The way station's on the left side, so it's on the other side.
And approximately how long do you have an estimate of how long you saw that vehicle, or for how long of a distance you saw that vehicle before you saw an explosion?
Probably somewhere between like 3 and 5 miles, because I mean at first I was unsure if I was really seeing a car or not.
Why?
Because it like the median, how the median is and like the walls and stuff, I wasn't sure if it was taillights or if I was just seeing something, so I just had to make sure like I was really verified with my boyfriend, like, is that a car over there going the wrong way? And he was like, I was just gonna ask you the same thing.
Did you make a telephone call to 911 Emergency Communications?
Yes, ma'am.
And before you came here today, did we give you the opportunity to review it and listen to it?
Yes, ma'am.
If I may approach the witness? I'm handing you what we've marked as State's Exhibit 6 for identification purposes. Does this look familiar to you?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that something you just listened to before you came in here to testify?
Yes, ma'am.
Was that a true and accurate representation of the phone call you made on July 19th, 2015 to 911?
Yes, ma'am.
State would move to introduce State's Exhibit 6 into evidence.
Any object?
No, sir.
Motion allowed.
And we'll move to publish it to the jury.
Yes, ma'am.
July 19th, 2015, 3 hours, 7 minutes, 59 seconds.
911, what's the address of the emergency?
We're on 85 right after you pass Hillsborough, and two cars ran head on because one was driving on the wrong side of the road.
Okay, where is it at?
163.
163?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, we're notifying the officers and the ambulance.
They're on fire.
The
They
vehicle's
were
on fire? Okay.
Like when
All right.
they first hit, there was like fire. So I don't know if it's on fire or not. I can't really see down there.
Okay, all right, we've notified you, we have help on the way.
Okay, right after the pass 163.
Okay, all right, let them know. Thank you, ma'am.
Uh-huh.
Is that the phone call you made?
Yes, ma'am.
There was somebody talking in the background on your end of the phone, wasn't there?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was that?
That was my boyfriend, Antoine Russell.
And at some point you said when you first saw the taillights, you and your boyfriend started talking about, was this truly taillights?
Yes, ma'am.
Had the car passed you, how long had the car been past you when you finally said something?
So at first we were going around 70 miles per hour, and it was kind of like the same area, maybe just slightly ahead of us. And then when it kind of accelerated and was going faster past us, that's when we really realized both that that's tail lights for sure on the other side of the road.
And then you said that that you, I don't know the word you used, but worried that there was a curve coming up. What concerned you about that?
Because I just knew the road is limited space, it's really only the lanes, and someone's going faster than 70 miles per hour on the wrong side, and I know other people are going about the same speed coming towards it, so I just knew inevitably something bad is going to happen because those people can't see what's coming towards them coming around the curb.
And when you picked up that phone to call, had you seen the explosion yet?
Yes.
No further questions.
With the defendant.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you very much, ma'am. I'll have no questions for you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Plans to be released for us, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am. For the next state.
State calls Antoine Russell.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor. Can you please tell the jury your name and spell it for the court order?
Antoine Russell, Antwan, Russell, Russell.
Thank you, Mr. Russell.
Yes, ma'am.
What area of the county do you live in?
I live in Granville County.
Granville County?
Yes, ma'am.
And where are you from originally?
I'm from Granville County.
And where do you work?
I work at Altec. ALTEC, Altec.
What do you do?
Certified welder.
Do you have a girlfriend?
Yes, ma'am.
And what's her name?
Jessica Lance.
Were y'all traveling on I-85 the early morning hours of July 19th, 2015?
Yes, ma'am, we were.
Did you have an intention to hear your girlfriend place a 911 call?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know why she did that?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you see that caused y'all to?
Because we witnessed a wreck happen on the highway.
You first saw, sir, I'm sorry.
Okay, me driving down 85 towards Granville County. I was in the Buckhorn area where the weigh station is, and that's when I noticed the car passed me on the wrong side of the road. And as we drove down the hill, where I knew a curve was coming. In my mind, I was like, oh my God, something about to happen. But as soon as he hit that curve is when the accident occurred.
When you noticed a vehicle pass you, what caused you to bring your attention to see that? What'd you see?
I just seen the Jeep go by me going faster than the speed that I was going.
What speed were you going?
I was going at about, honestly, say about 70 miles per hour.
And what lane of travel were you in?
I was on the northbound side.
There are 3 lanes there?
I was closer to the wall on the left side.
Okay, and what side, do you remember what lane they would be?
He was closer to the wall on the opposite side.
So, does that mean you two were your 2 lanes were
Yes.
close together?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened after you saw that curve coming up? What'd you see?
Well, I honestly seen a car in front of the car that had the wreck that kind of swerved out the way. So the car behind it, she couldn't see. So that's, I think, how she didn't have a chance. Because the car that was in front of her jerked out the way and she ran dead into it.
What'd you do?
I pulled to the side and then I also pulled like toward the oncoming traffic and began to blink my light so I could warn anybody coming over the hill so wouldn't nobody hit it. And at the time I was telling my girlfriend to call 911 so we could report it.
No further questions, thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
It was good.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I have one moment?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. We'll have no questions for you.
Yes, sir.
Any objection with Mr. Russell being released from this thing?
No, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Ready to state?
Yes, Your Honor. The state calls Sean Keith. Thank you, sir.
Testimony you about to give this court and jury to be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Yes, I do.
Thank you, Your Honor. Can you please state your name and spell it for the court reporter?
My name is Sean Keith, S-H-A-W-N-K-E-I-T-H.
Mr. Keith, can you tell us what area you live in, just your general area?
No, ma'am, I didn't. I was coming from our friend's house.
Okay, so I was just asking you in general, now, where do you live?
I live in Butler now, North
Okay.
Carolina.
And what do you do?
I work at Food Line Distribution.
And we'll go to that night, I think you're called today to testify about the night of July 19th, 2015,
Yes, ma'am.
or early morning hours.
Yes, ma'am.
Around 3 o'clock, were you traveling on I-85?
Yes.
Who were you with?
Nicole Black.
And who was driving?
I was.
Where were you coming from?
Melbourne.
And what direction of travel were you traveling?
I was traveling north, on the northbound side.
And what did you see, if anything, that brought your attention?
As I was driving for a while, I kind of noticed that it was another vehicle on the wrong side of the road.
You remember where you first saw that car on the interstate?
No, ma'am, not at that time, I didn't. I just kind of glanced over and seen the car was on the wrong side of the road.
Could you see what kind of car it was at that time?
No, I know it was kind of burgundy. I didn't know exactly what it was at the time.
So you blinked when you saw it, looked over there? What'd you do next?
Kind of told him, Cole, it's a car on the other side of the road. I was kind of, shocked that it was on the different side of the road than we was.
So was it you were driving north and it was driving north as well on the opposite side of the road?
Yes.
Okay, so it was going the
He
same
was on the
direction?
southbound, I was on the northbound.
Okay. And did you notice anything about if it passed you or was it behind you? How'd you?
No, think I was kind of a little bit in front of him a little bit. Yes, a little bit in front of him.
Okay, and then what happened?
After that, next thing I know, there was another car coming head towards him, and next thing I know, it was a big crash, or accident, kind of collision.
What'd you do?
I kind of immediately pulled over to my right side of the road for a little ways, then I backed up, and I kind of got out the car and kind of walked halfway, because I wasn't certified to do anything. So I kind of walked over there and crossed the guardrail, and that's when I heard the person, and at the time, I noticed it was a burgundy Jeep, and the young man was asking for help. Sir, could you help me? I said, no, sir, I can't help you. I'm not qualified or can do that because I'm not a EMT certified.
And what else did you hear or see?
It was like a child in the car, and she was
In the Jeep?
No, in the other car, and she was kind of crying and hollering.
Crying and hollering?
Yes.
And what'd you do?
I couldn't do them because I wasn't certified to touch them.
And at that point, did you call 911?
No, Nicole Black called 911.
And how do you know she called 911?
She called it right before I got the car.
So you heard her make the phone call?
Yes, ma'am.
No further questions, thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you very much, sir. We'll have no questions for you.
Thank you, sir. Any objection to him being released from this team?
No, sir, Your
Yes, sir.
Honor.
Thank you, sir. For the evidence state.
Nicole Black, Your Honor. Thank you, sir. Go ahead.
You just come around here, please, ma'am, stand right there facing this lady right here.
Left hand on the Bible and raise your right. Do you solemnly swear the testimony that you give this court and jury to be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Witness with you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Could you please state your name to the jury and spell it for the court reporter?
Nicole Black, NICOLEBLACK,
And what area of the state do you live in?
North Carolina, or the city you mean?
Yes.
Durham.
And where are you employed?
I'm a truck driver, Hollywood Trucking.
Were you traveling on Interstate 85 on July 19th of 2015 around 3 a.m. in the morning?
Yes,
And were you driving or were you a passenger?
passenger.
Who was driving?
Sean Keith.
And did you have an occasion to call 911?
Yes.
Can you tell us what first brought your attention to any problem that might cause you to call 911?
The cloud of smoke. And the noise.
Prior to the cloud of smoke, did you see anything?
Sean told me he saw it, and then once he told me that, then I looked, and as I looked, I saw the cloud of smoke from the impact.
Well, tell us what happened.
We were coming down the highway from Burlington. Like as I mentioned, Sean did say it was a car going the wrong way on the opposite side. And as soon as I turned to look, and that's when I heard the impact, I saw the cloud of smoke.
What'd you do?
I called 911.
And did you have an occasion before you came up there today to review your 911 call?
Yes.
Was it a true and accurate copy of the call you made on July 19th, 2015?
Yes.
Can I approach, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Mark, it states Exhibit 7, so we can identify it. Do you recognize what that is?
Yes.
Is that something you listened to earlier?
Yes.
Was it, what is it?
It's a recording of my 911 call to the 911 center.
Thank you. State would move to introduce Exhibit 7 into evidence and publish it to the jury, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No, sir.
Motion allowed.
Nineteenth, 2015, 3 hours, 8 minutes, 0 seconds.
Oh my God, it's on fire! It's on fire! Oh my God, it's on fire! Oh my God, what number is this? What number is this? Hello?
Hello?
Oh my God, a car just ran into the media on the house. We just saw it. It's on fire. Y'all need to get here quick.
Okay, it's
Oh
on
my
fire.
God.
Okay, listen to me. Calm down. We've gotten reports about it, but I need to know what happened. It's on fire now?
Yes, it's on fire. I mean,
Okay, listen to me. Where on 85 are you?
We on 85 north.
You're going north. The vehicle is south.
Maybe like 170 something, like 172. He said 163. He just went a little 163.
It's 163?
We on the north. Let me calm down. Wait.
Okay, take a deep breath for me. You're on the north side. Is it on the south side or the north side?
The accident is on the southbound side.
It's on the southbound side.
Yes. Okay, I don't see the flame. It's a little bit of flame. I don't hear anybody crying. I don't hear anything. We didn't get out. We just sit on the side of the road looking.
Okay, that's fine. We're receiving multiple calls about it because they were actually driving down the wrong side of the roadway, okay? If you're not going to stay with the vehicle or go check anything, I need you to...
Well, we just sitting here. Yes, ma'am. I do want to sit here and listen y'all get here. Like I said, it is smoking and it's flame, and yes, we're going to wait. It's another car up ahead of us. We're sitting like right next to it on the other side of the highway, and it's smoking. Oh my God, please get here quickly.
Okay, listen to me. We're notifying someone, but we're receiving a high call volume because multiple people are calling, okay?
It's a Jeep. It's a Jeep.
It's a Jeep Wrangler. I know.
Right.
We've gotten multiple calls about it because they were going down the wrong side of the road, okay?
Oh, is that what it was?
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect with you since are you safely off the roadway?
Yeah, we in the median on the other side. I wanted to sit here, because...
Okay, well, I don't want you to put yourself in any danger from vehicles trying to look at it when they're going by it, okay? So if you're in the median, I want you to try...
No, there's nobody out here. I mean, it's nobody out here except for us and a car on the other side of the road. The one in front of us, that's it. Nobody's out here.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and hang up with you. We're notifying all the fire departments and EMS, okay?
Okay.
If anything changes, you see anybody get out or anything, you call me back immediately.
Okay, we're going to wait until they get here, just in case.
Okay, that's fine. I've got to go into the phone, okay?
All right, bye-bye.
Did you, in fact, Miss Black, wait until someone got there?
Yes.
And do you remember who got there?
You mean as far as emergency personnel?
Yes, ma'am.
Not first, I don't remember who got
Okay.
there first.
And what did you do once they got there?
I waited to see if they needed any additional statements from me.
Were you able to tell them what happened?
Yes.
Is there anything else that you might have forgotten to tell after hearing that tape that you remember or needed to say?
Just I don't recall hearing any brakes or horn blowing or anything like that. I'm not saying it didn't happen, I just didn't hear it.
No further questions, thank you.
Thank you. I step down? Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Your Honor.
First
Ma'am,
time.
thank you very much for coming. I'm going to have no questions for you.
Oh,
Thank you,
okay.
ma'am.
That's it? Oh, okay.
Thank you, ma'am. The objection with Ms. Black being released from her stand.
No,
No.
sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Brother Evans, stay.
Thank you, Ms. Black.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, Your Honor. Antoine Kennedy. You're right up there. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Left hand on the Bible, raise your right. Do you solemnly swear the testimony about to give the court and jury to be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Amen.
Can you please, thank you, Your Honor, I'm sorry. Can you please state your name to the jury, but then spell it for the court reporter?
It's Antoine Kennedy. This is spelled Antoan. Last name is Kennedy, Kennedy.
And were you working today?
Yes,
And did you have to come in here to testify?
yes.
All right. What do you do?
I drive trucks.
Thank you for coming in here.
Thank you. No problem.
Did you, were you driving a vehicle on I-85 on July 19th of 2015 around 3 a.m. in the morning?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you tell us what, if anything, you saw out there when you were driving?
As I was going home, I seen a vehicle with its emergency blinkers on the right side of the highway. And so I moved over to the left side. And once I moved over to the left side going around the curve, I approached the accident. And then when I approached the accident, I had to swerve real hard to miss it. And that's when I backed up, put my emergency blinkers on, and called 911 and described what I seen.
What'd you see when you got there? You said you had to swerve to miss it. What did you have to swerve?
The accident, the car.
Okay.
How I was facing.
What'd you see? What was it?
When I backed up, like I said, both of I seen the Jeep over the guardrail and the car still halfway in the road in the 2 lanes. And I seen the little girl that was in the vehicle. And it seemed like she was trying to get out the vehicle at the time. And as I approached the vehicle, that's when I seen the driver of the vehicle, and I described how I seen her as being deceased.
So, how did you form that opinion?
Just the way how I was approaching the vehicle, there was no life in the vehicle at all. Besides, like I said, the little girl that was pinned.
What else you see?
Go back on that day. Like I said, that's the only 2 people I could see at the time, and then, like I said, the driver of the Jeep. And like I said, I was just still on 911, trying to calm the little girl down as much as possible. And like I said, the guy that was driving the Jeep, you know, he was pinned up in it. And like I said, when I was on the 911 call, the sheriff finally got there. Me and I helped the sheriff get the little girl out the vehicle. And at that time, I heard him say, I think I have somebody with me. And so at that time, then, we got the little girl out, laid on the ground. EMS got to her. And I told the sheriff what I heard. So at that time, me and the sheriff started looking in the Jeep. And then we looked all in the median, and there was nobody else there.
And what did you find?
There was a box, the sheriff found a box of, that I guess beer came out of.
And,
And like I said, nobody else.
and you said you did place a 911 call?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you have an occasion to listen to a copy of your 911 call before you came in here today? If I may approach, Your Honor. State's Exhibit 8. Mark State's Exhibit 8. Do you recognize what that is?
The 911 call, my initials on it.
Was it a true and accurate copy of the 911 call you made on July 19th, 2000?
Yes, ma'am.
Introduce State's Exhibit 8 into evidence and publish it to the jury.
Any objection?
No, sir.
Motion left.
July 19th, 2015, 3 hours, 11 minutes, 48 seconds.
Orange County 911, what's the address of your emergency? It's on I-85 going towards Greensboro. It's a bad accident on the highway.
Okay, is it near the 163 exit, just before the split?
I don't know exactly this. I'm right here. I just pulled up on it passing by.
Okay. We do have reports of it. We have our units dispatched. Don't put yourself in any danger. Don't approach the vehicles, but we've got people on the way to it.
Okay, I got my bright lights and my emergency blinkers on. Just
Okay, that's good. Just make sure you clear traffic, okay?
okay, yeah, I'm out on the side, on the highway on the side.
Okay. Do you know how many vehicles are involved?
It's two. One person is like a kid. It's a kid is in the car trying to get out.
Okay.
It's a kid in one of the vehicles, and it's a Jeep. There's a Jeep and a car involved.
Okay. Can you see how many people are injured?
I can walk towards the vehicle. I just move my truck off this side.
Okay, yeah, if you can do that without putting yourself in danger, just so we can let our units know. Is the kid trying to get out of the Jeep, or is it the other vehicle?
Out of the vehicle.
Okay.
I think I have one that's probably deceased.
Okay.
And the child is trying to get out, but the vehicle might be pinned.
Okay. Is there anything smoking or leaking?
The car is, one of the cars smoking and stuff.
Okay. I've got deputies pulling up on it now, okay? So just make sure you're out of the way of
right
traffic.
now.
All right, thank
I'm
you.
in right now.
Okay.
All right.
I do want this one. Times that, how much longer is it? That's fine. So, do you know when you got out of your vehicle to walk over to the wreck, did you see any other civilians around, or were you the first one?
I wasn't the first one, like I said, because the only reason why I moved over from the right lane was, like I said, was another vehicle with emergency blinkers on, and then, like I said, I never paid attention what was on the other side, and like I said, when I approached the wreck, like I said, I had to swerve and miss it, so like I said, I didn't really know what was going on at the time. I didn't pay attention to my surroundings besides what was going on at the wreck.
Is there anything else that you can remember about that night that you need to tell the jury?
Not that I can think of.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Witness with defendant.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you very much, sir, for coming. We'll have no questions for you.
All right.
Thanks, sir. Any objection to him being released from Mississippi?
No, sir.
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
For the evidence on behalf of the state of North Carolina.
Yes, Your Honor. State called DeShante Jones.
Left hand on the Bible, raise your right. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give this court and jury will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I do.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ma'am, could you please state your name for the court?
My name is DeShante Jones. It's
You s-
spelled D-E-S-E-A-N-T-E. My last name is Jones, J-O-N-E-S.
Okay. Where do you live?
I live in New York.
Okay. What do you do for work?
I'm a registered nurse.
You related to some of the people, to someone who was involved in this incident?
Yes, my mother is Darlene McGee.
Yes, ma'am. Do you know what your mother was doing in the days immediately preceding July 19th of last year?
She was returning home from a memorial. Every year we celebrate my grandmother's life, in a sense. So they were having a memorial service in Virginia. She was returning home to Charlotte.
Okay. When did she move to Charlotte?
She moved to Charlotte a couple of years ago. She relocated with her job. They offered her a position to train a facility that was opening, and she opted to come down as they would finance it, so she felt it would be a good opportunity.
Okay. How did your mother know Felicia Harris?
They were good friends. I remember visiting Felicia's home when my mom lived in New York when we were younger. We would always visit.
Okay. And so, did you know Felicia Harris too?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And in the capacity of being your mother's friend?
Very good friend, yes.
Okay. So you said that your mother was at a celebration of your grandmother's life as your grandmother passed away?
Yes.
Okay. And about how long ago did that happen?
My daughter's age, roughly about 10 years ago.
Okay. And so this event occurs on a regular basis on the anniversary of when your grandmother passed away?
Yes, the month she passed away is relatively close to her birth date, so it's generally around that time. So yes, it's closer to the time she died.
Okay. And do you know the city or town that memorial was held in?
Yes, in Richmond, Virginia.
Okay. Did you have any conversations with your mother prior to this about her going and or you going?
I'm sorry I didn't go, but I didn't go. We spoke a few times and she told me that she would be driving up to attend.
Okay. And had you had some plans that you might be able to go?
I did, but I had to work and, there were a few other things, so I didn't make it out, no.
Okay. Okay. Was your grandmother herself represented in some way at this memorial, to your knowledge?
Yes, my mother keeps her urn in her apartment, so to my knowledge, the urn was brought to Richmond, Virginia.
Okay.
All right.
And was the urn with your mother when she was involved in this collision?
pavement.
When was the last time that you spoke with your mother prior to this incident?
I spoke to her the night prior. She confirmed that she would be leaving and that she loved me and that she would see me there if I got a chance. And she said, she also left a message for me to call her back. That's when I called her back and she confirmed that she would be there.
Okay. And did you have any type of correspondence with her after that conversation?
No.
Okay.
Just a voice message. Yeah.
So after your last talk, she left you a voice message?
Yeah.
And did you ever have a chance to return that call?
No.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, ma'am. We'll have no questions for you. Thank you.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. I do. Ms. Jones? I'm sorry.
Okay. All right.
I apologize, Your Honor. Ms. Jones, I'm sorry.
I understand.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, I'm showing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 9. Do you recognize this?
Yes. God. Where's my mom?
Ask that State's Exhibit 9 be entered into evidence.
Any objection?
No, sir.
Motion left.
Commission
Sheriff may pass it. Ladies and gentlemen, State's Exhibit number 9, which is a photograph, is going to be passed among you. You should do it carefully, individually, and without comment. Do you have any other questions?
Yeah, I do. Would you like me to proceed?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
How old was your mother when she died?
I was 27. My mom is about 19 years older than I am, so she was about 46.
Man, you got a very soft
I'm
voice.
sorry.
Speak up.
I'm sorry. My mother was about 46 years old.
Okay.
She passed.
And the picture that I showed you, was that a relatively recent photo?
Yes, that probably was taken within a year prior to her passing.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Jones. I do have no further questions now.
No, thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Any objection to her being released from her stand? All I understand she's going to be here again. You may. Okay.
Right.
That's fine. For the evidence, let's start.
Yes, Your Honor. Shanice Beard.
Left hand on the Bible, raise your right. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give this court and jury to be the truth and nothing but the truth and nothing but? You may be seated.
Will you speak?
Thank you, Your Honor. Can you please state your name and spell it for court reporter?
Shanice Beard, SHANICE, BEARD.
Miss Beard, do you have a daughter?
Janice Beard.
And is Janice Beard with you?
No.
Can you tell us what's her date of birth? What's her date of birth?
March 21st, 09.
And tell us, did you receive a call that something happened to your daughter?
Yes.
When did you receive that call?
July 19, 2015.
Up until you received that call, did you know where your daughter was?
Yes.
Okay. Where was she?
She's with her grandmother, Felicia Harris, in Virginia, visiting with Darlene McGee.
And where do you live?
In New York.
What do you do?
I'm a home health aide.
And who is your daughter's father?
Jemani Smith.
And are you with Jemani now?
Yes.
Okay, but y'all aren't married?
No.
Now, Miss Harris is your mother, or is she Jemani's?
She's Jemani's mother.
Okay. But you obviously knew Miss Harris to let her take your daughter?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know who else Janice was going with?
She's with her aunt, Janiyah King.
How old is Janiyah?
She's like 11 now.
Okay. And what was the purpose of their trip to Virginia? Did you know?
Yes, they was going to, for the memorial.
For Darlene McGee's mom?
For Darlene's mom.
Did you know Darlene McGee?
No, I didn't.
Okay. And what did you find out on July 19th of 2015?
That my daughter was in a car crash.
How'd you receive that information?
By a phone call from her uncle.
And what else did you do when you found out?
I just broke down.
So how old was Janice at the time?
She was fine.
How old was she?
Oh, how old was she?
Yes.
She was 6.
6 years old?
Yes.
Was she in school?
She just graduated kindergarten.
Which means was she going to go into first grade? Scared?
Yeah, she was going to first grade.
And did you give us a picture of her?
Yeah.
And if I may approach, we've marked it States Exhibit 10. I may approach her on. Do you recognize who this is, Ms. Beard?
Yeah.
Who is it?
My baby.
State moves to introduce States Exhibit number 10.
Okay, Jack. Motion left. Motion left. Ladies and gentlemen, States Exhibit number 10 is going to be passed me. You should view it carefully individually without comment. Ms. Beard, how did you spell your daughter's last name?
Beard.
You may continue.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Business script, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, ma'am. We'll have no questions for you.
Thank you, Nancy. You may stand there. Further evidence from the state?
Yes, Your Honor. State calls Jemani Smith.
Left hand on the Bible, raise your right.
Thank you, Your Honor. Can you please tell the jury your name and spell it for the court report?
My name Jamani Smith, Jahmonie, Smith, Smith.
Mr. Smith, who is your mother?
Felicia Harris.
You have any other brothers and sisters?
Yes, I do.
Can you tell the jury who your brothers and sisters are by name and spell them?
Jakija King, Jahkeejah, Jasheen, Jahsheen, Janaya, Jahnaaiah, Jalicia, Jahlecia.
And were these all your brothers and sisters with Felicia Harris being your mom?
Yes.
All the same mother?
Yes.
You mentioned a Janaya. Is
Yes.
that Janaya King?
Yes.
And how old is Janaya?
She's 11 now.
And Miss Harris, how old would she be today? Do you know?
51.
Did you receive information on July 19th or around that time that something happened to your mom?
Yes.
First of all, did you know where she was going to be before July 19th?
I know she was with my mother, but I didn't know exactly where it was going to be at because I was working a lot at the time, so I didn't really have. I mean, my mom spoke here and there, but I know they was going to Virginia, but I didn't know exactly what day they was going.
And I actually forgot to ask your daughter is who?
Chinese Beard.
And is Janice Beard you and Shanice's child together?
Yes.
And how old would she be?
She would be 7 right now.
So you didn't know specifically where she was going,
Yes.
but did you know that she was with your mom?
Yes.
And did you know who else was going to be with her?
Yes, Janaya.
Did you know if they were going with anyone else, the three of them?
I recall my mom telling me she was meeting up with Darlene.
Did you know who Darlene was?
Yes.
Who is Darlene?
My mother's friend.
Where do you live?
I live in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn.
So you live in New York.
Yes.
Where did your mom live, Felicia?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Has she always lived in Charlotte?
No, she haven't.
Do you know about how long she had been living in Charlotte?
For a few years.
Where did she live before that?
Far Rockaway, Queens, New York. Far Rockaway, Queens, New York.
And at that time, when she lived in Queens, was she married?
Yes.
To whom?
Wayne King.
And is Wayne King Jania's father?
Yes.
But is he your father?
No.
So for the jury, if you can explain the family.
Okay.
There were several kids with your mom and your father?
Yes. My sister Jalicia, me and her share the same biological father. Janaya and Jakija share the same biological father, and Jasheen have his own father.
So you would call you and Janaya are half brother sister.
Yes.
But do you consider your whole sister?
I said my whole sister, yes.
What information did you receive about your mom around July 19th?
My little brother, Jakija, he called me while I was at work and told me that Mommy and Janice was in was in a wreck, and Janice and Mommy didn't make it.
What'd you do?
I hung up because I didn't believe him at first. I just felt like it was like out of body experience. So I called him back, and he explained to me like what I believe the highway patrol told him, that mommy and Janice was gone, and Janiyah was in the hospital.
Did you all able to give us some pictures?
Yes.
You saw the picture of number 10, was that your daughter?
Yeah, that's my princess, yes.
May I approach?
Yes, ma'am.
You recognize what State's Exhibit 11 is?
Yes,
What is that?
that's my mother.
Do you know when that was taken?
That was taken when she was still living in New York, a few years back.
A few years back?
Yes,
That's still what you remember her looking like?
yes. That was around her birthday. She was going out. So I basically tell her that your mom look young, don't she? I basically saying that. So she was on her way out that day.
So I move to introduce State's Exhibit number 11. Into evidence, Your Honor.
Okay.
No, sir.
Motion allowed.
I'll ask the officer to the jury.
Yes, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, State's Exhibit number 11, the photograph's going to be passed among you. You should view it carefully, individually, and without comment.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, sir. We'll have no questions for you.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. For the other state,
Your Honor, if we may, approach.
we have another witness on the way, which was, she had to be called to come in. They didn't think we'd need her this afternoon. So while we wait for her, you may talk among yourself, but not about this case, and just stay where you are. Oh, I got a note that said that, Mr. Arner, I think, would like to know what your role is. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm not sure if I deliberate or if I.
You're an alternate juror, and so you participate just like the other jurors in this case. However, unless something happens to the other 13 in front of you, you get to go home after I instruct the jury. However, if something happens to them, then you would take their place. And that's the role. You're our insurance, so to speak. If we have two alternate jurors, we usually don't lose anybody. If we have one, we lose two. So,
Oh, yeah, it's like overmodulated. Oh, man, yeah. I just couldn't hear some of them. It's getting thick. Yeah. It's hard to hear. You know, with them, I didn't measure it, but you can hear it once you put it in the system. Sorry.
Not accused of that computers are not watching us.
I'm not, I'm,
It worked on his, so we're thinking it just goes.
I'm not being,
My experience with
Well, there was one over here that got it quite earlier, so. I'm not that big on it.
One of my grandsons take care of it.
appreciate the court's patience. Patricia Cherry. I'm sorry, you go right up here. I apologize, ma'am. Right on there.
Left hand on the Bible, raise your hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony that you will support the jury will be true and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. Thank you, Your Honor. Can you please state your name and spell it for the court reporter?
Patricia Cherry, Pertisha, last name is Cherry.
Where do you work?
McDonald's here located in Hillsborough.
And were you working at McDonald's as of July 19th of 2015?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you know the address over the, do you know the address here in Hillsborough of the McDonald's?
400 South Churton Street, Hillsborough, North Carolina, 27278.
How long you been working there?
Almost 9 years.
And were you working in the early morning hours of July 19th of 2015?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of shift was that you were working?
Overnight shift.
What are those hours?
From 10 to 7 a.m.
And what, do you know what specific counter you were working?
I was in the cashier booth, no, the present booth and front counter, drive-through.
And at some point, did somebody with the Highway Patrol contact you about possibly serving some people in the morning hours of July 19th, 2015?
Yes, ma'am.
And do they tell you why they came to talk to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us what you remember about that?
When he approached me, he asked me did I work that night. I said yes. They were reviewing the camera at the time and saw that that was me, and that was me. And he had informed me that customers that I had served was in an accident and did get killed, and asked me did I remember my interaction with them, and I said yes, I did. And he asked me do I remember who was in the vehicle. I said I believe it was 2 adults in the front seat and 2 children in the back seat. I did not recall what they ordered, but I do recall serving them and giving them their food, and it was just a normal transaction, nothing to be aware of. Or
Have you been able to review the video that they were talking to you about before you testified today?
yes,
And did that help refresh your recollection about serving those people that night?
mm-hmm.
And I think we marked it States Exhibit 12 is a CD of that video. Have you had a chance to view it with Mr. Barron over here?
Mm-hmm.
Was it a true and...
I'm sorry.
Was it
Yes,
a-
I did
Okay.
view it with him.
And was it a true and accurate copy of those videos that you reviewed that night?
Yes,
You serving these
yes.
people? Okay. It moved to introduce States Exhibit 11, I believe with no objection. I'm sorry, 12. Going to happen eventually.
No, sir.
And to publish to the jury. And if I... Go ahead and play it. I'll be able to ask the witness some questions while it's being played, if that's okay? Thank you. Can you see it? Yes. Can you play it? Can you see it over here, overhead, or do you need to come down?
No, she said right in front.
Oh,
No, it's coming.
good. Let us know when you get it. Is it up?
I got it.
Thank you. Go ahead and push play. Thank you. Now, do you see that vehicle behind the white van? I'm just trying to place
I
you at the
do see
bottom
the
right.
vehicle behind them, yes.
No, it's not. Is that the drive-through that you were working on July 19th?
Yes,
Now, do you see the time on the camera?
yes.
Is that a correct time on the camera that you know of?
At this time, no. The reason why is because our camera system is not set up to our POS system. So when the times go backwards or forward, it's always going to be an hour off. So as the DA was showing me this, he said that the accident actually happened at 3 a.m. And so the camera is an hour behind because I'm assuming that time went forward. And so it does not change correctly with the POS system when it changes.
Is it just on its own?
It's on its own thing. It's not connected to our POS system to change the time at all.
So do you know not to rely on the time when you have it? If you need an accurate time, do you rely on that video system?
We don't rely on the time, but it's kind of like the fact that we know that it's behind, we know to go an hour forward or an hour behind.
And
So we know that, but
Do you see your self in the video?
I do.
And where are you?
I am in the front drive-through window.
It's at the top left corner screen.
Camera 13.
Okay. And then do you see maybe a red Suzuki coming into play?
The red car behind the gray?
Mhm.
Yes.
It's at the bottom left.
Mm-hmm.
And what is that for the purposes? You need to say yes or no.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
It was, do you see a red vehicle in the bottom left corner drive-through?
Yes.
And I'm going to try and make sure I'm specific so the court reporter can capture which screen we are talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he said he didn't. So where you see the red vehicle in the bottom left screen, is that the picture of them at the window, or is that the picture of them at the ordering screen?
That's a picture of them at the drive-through menu board.
Thank you. So at this point, is this when somebody would place their order?
At this point, they will place their order once I ask them for it.
And is the bottom right-hand corner a picture of the front view of your window? I'm not sure, I'm asking you.
That's the front of the store. That gray vehicle you see there is at the drive-through window. That's where I am beginning to present their food to them. So that is the front of the store. As soon as you drive into the McDonald's, you'll be right there in the front. That's the walk-through to the inside, and where that vehicle is at the drive-through present window, which is the front drive-through window.
Should be playing right. So much better on your screen than on that. I can make it. You will, I can make it big. So is that the red vehicle pulling up to your drive-through window that we've just enlarged on the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
And make hers big when she comes to the order. Now, is that you?
Yes.
Make it smaller, there it is, there it is. No, back up. As far as you could tell from the video, did you see that that was the red car that just pulled up to the drive-through?
Yes.
Okay. And did you try to go back and look at what they ordered just to see if you could remember?
Well, just based on what I'm seeing here, they ordered some coffee. I'm stirring it. I'm passing out the coffee at this time. I remember her talking with the children in the back. So that's how I knew there was children in the car.